Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. It's quite a good news coming in from the Moshood Abdullah National Stadium here in the city of Abuja, where the Flamingos 6-1 aggregate as it stands right now for Chidi Harmony is already on 2 goals, and probably before the end of this game he might be on hat-trick. She got the first goal in the 4th minute of this game, and now she has added to that tally in the 62nd minute of that game going on at the Moshood Abdullah National Stadium. It is the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifier. We'll be looking at that game as that game is in the second half of it, and it's 69 minutes of action at the Moshood Abdullah National Stadium. We just have let's say 20 minutes to the end of the game, and you know what it is, and probably the Flamingos of Nigeria are already in the FIFA Under-17 World Cup, because they already qualified from the first leg in Monrovia, where they beat these guys 4-1. But we'll get to that story. We'll be looking at that game. Before we look at that game, let's start with this particular one, which is another good news. We always talk about Nigerian athletes, their preparation for Olympics, all of Nigerian athletes, individual talents, and then the team sports that will be showcasing at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, where one man has qualified for the 2024 Paris Olympic Game, the men's 400-meter race. That is Chidi Okezie, who stomped to a personal best of 44.97 seconds to win 400-meter race at Edmonton, where he picked the Paris Olympic, defeated the likes of London, and then second and third place respectively in that race, where they came 45.55 seconds. But for our own Chidi Okezie, was able to finish the race at 44.96 seconds. I have Isaac Omidiji joining me this evening from Niger State. All right, he's ready. He will be coming up on the show. But for Chidi Okezie, congratulations to Chidi Okezie, picking that Paris Olympic ticket at the Edmonton Invitational event at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. We are happy that he was able to pick that ticket right there at Edmonton Athletics Invitational. Good news, like I said, for our athletes. They are doing so well in all of their various events, and picking the Olympic tickets with reckless abandon, right, left, center, and it's a good news. We will be having him there. Already he has qualified for the 4x4 meter race for men, and also the mixed relay team. He will be there, and now he has qualified for the individual 400-meter relays, men's 400-meter team event, which is a good one. All right, I have Isaac Omidiji joining me this evening on the show. Isaac, welcome to Sports Update. And I started with good news coming from the Moshood Abdullah National Stadium, where we are 2 goals up against the young girls from Liberia. But let's before we go to that game, let's talk about Chidi Okezie, a man who did so well at the African Games, and now he has been able to qualify for the men's 400 meters event at the Paris Games.
Yes, good evening, Emmanuel. Thank you for having me again this beautiful evening. You see, for Chidi Okezie, it has been from one good news to another, from one personal best to another personal best. Remember at the African Games, where he came top, it was a personal best of 44.05 seconds. That was what he got. And that was the best for a Nigerian in that category the last 9 years. So now he went to Edmonton Invitational Tournament, and he was able to get another great result to qualify for the Olympics. Great one. And that particular seconds he ran rather, was also the best for an Olympian. You know, it's also better than the Olympics record. So we are looking at candidates for a gold medal in the Olympics. Actually, for Chidi Okezie, I pray he can keep his head down, can keep working hard. His coaches, whatever the case is, will keep working on him very well, and he will remain focused. routine, I'm sure, of a medal place in that particular race.
Yes, we are sure of a medal in that particular race. That's the men's 400 meters. For Chidi Okeze, congratulations to him. And the good news, he was able to at least beat the time set for qualification at the Edmonton Athletics Invitational event. All right, let's go straight to the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, where the Flamingos at this point in time are wrapping up what they started in the first leg against the young girls from Liberia. First leg in Monrovia was 4-1, and right now at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Chidi Harmony putting his name on the score sheet, putting her name on the score sheet. 2 goals from her as we speak in the 4th minute of that game, and then the second goal coming in the 62nd minute. That's for Chidi Harmony. Now Nigeria is 2 goals up against Liberia at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. Isaac, these girls, they said they were going to. In fact, they did say a lot before this game, and now definitely they are matching their words with action.
Yes, with a victory in sight again, and a 4-1 victory in the first leg already gave them a right mood and the right position and took the right frame of mind for the second leg. They don't have to do much, just have to avoid defeat and get a favorable victory, which is already on the way. 2-0 already for Harmony, a lady who has been very well. She's also one of those ladies to watch out for that will be in the Super Cup very soon. I'm not saying it's too early. Not really, she's just too good in scoring goals, and a praise for her already by this time. And we see a few minutes to go. At least we can still get 1 or 2 more goals to make it probably 8-1 on aggregate for the girls. And for Coach Bankole Oluwokere, he has been very, very wonderful with these girls. They understand themselves. There is this kind of chemistry between the girls when they watch them play, and you see that yes, what they need to do is to continue to work hard and not just get us another qualification which already said, but we should go there and do better for Africa, not just only Nigeria.
Okay, and do better for Africa. The last time out in Indian, we were third with Coach Bankole Oluwokere. Do you think he can push this time around? We get to the final and win the tournament.
Why not? Why not? He has the experience. He knows what has transpired in the last edition where we came third. So he should be this time around be able to get who are ready to push harder, because your aim for every tournament is to do better than the previous tournament. And for your coach who was there previously and going back, it's something that he must really work hard on to improve himself. Anything short of the 10th place now will be a failure as far as I'm concerned for Bankole, because you were there before you got third. So this time around, either is second or a good medal. So let's keep pushing. It's very possible.
Okay, let's keep pushing. Very possible for the Flamingos of Nigeria. They are 2 goals up against Liberia at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. Before the end of the show, we'll be keeping you keeping tabs on that game, giving you the updates coming in from the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. Still talking about our women's football team. Let's look at the senior women's team now, where they have retained their position as African #1. They just released FIFA rankings, and for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, they remain #1 on the continent of Africa. Isaac, I think for the Super Falcons, it's quite it's an interesting one and a very good one for this lady retaining their position on the continent of Africa.
Not just on the continent of Africa, don't forget that they are ranked the 6th in the world, and that was where they were ranked in the last ranking. So it shows that they also maintain their position in the world. So, and these girls have continued to be on fire, continue to improve. We're hoping to see the best of them in the Olympics. Probably a better display for them in the Olympics will get them in the better ranking in the world. Already we have been the best in Africa. I think we are the country that sustained that position longer than any other country in Africa, if any at all. So for the Super Falcons, it's no longer going to be something we should celebrate on the continent of Africa. We should look at improving on our position in the world ranking. How do we get that done? We work with A-friendly matches, play and we work with A-friendly matches. When we get to tournaments like Olympics, World Cup qualifiers, World Cup itself, we should be able to beat the best and do better. With that, we improve our ranking in the world.
With that, we'll improve our ranking in the world. Let's still dwell a little bit with the Super Falcons. They are preparing for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. But as stands for our number one goalkeeper, African number one, that is Chiamaka Nadozie. In the course of the week, she's saying that the group they are, that is Group C, which everybody has tagged the group of death, where we have the world champions, Spain, we have Brazil, we have Japan, Asian.
Yes, the group of death,
super powerhouse.
Yes, if you look at those countries, exactly the superpowers in women football, and they have won the World, European, Olympics, championships. So it's going to be very difficult for the Super Falcons. But this is what I want to see, playing against the best in the world. That is when we can know how strong we are. We don't need any bragging rights again on the continent of Africa. There's something to fight for again. But we have won everything winnable on the continent of Africa. Let's go there to the world and show our mental and prove our mental. So playing against those dangerous countries, as I call them, because these are countries that have won world championships, they've won European championship, they've won the Olympics. So against a Nigerian side that have only the African champions. So it promises to be very, very hard for the Super Falcons, but they can rise to the occasion. Look at what they did at the World Cup, the last World Cup where they went to. Nobody gave them a chance. Nobody trusted them and they were dreamed to do it. But I believe they can still do it. So let's see how that will continue to pan out for the Super of Nigeria. Play in the group of death, get good results, qualify from that group, and see if the world will not stand to you.
Yes, and see if the world will not stand on their feet for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. They remain number 36 in the world and number 1 on the continent of Africa. Following them is South Africa, Morocco, and co, who are following the Super Falcons on the continent of Africa. And also we have the Atlas Lioness of Morocco, like I said, in that pecking order. And congratulations to the Super Falcons of Nigeria for retaining their position. And when the Paris 2024 Olympic Games comes calling, we might just see Super Falcons improving on their rankings on the world in the world stage. But for now, they are 36th in the world from the rankings released as it stands right now. So let's see where the Super Falcons will be at the end of July, September, August, September, October, and the end of the year. Let's see where they will finish the end of the year. The next ranking will be out by August. So by then, the Paris 2024 Olympic Games will still be going on, and we hope and pray that the Super Falcons will still be there. It's still 2-0 at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium against Liberia. All right, let's leave the Super Falcons. Let's go over to the second women's team of national women's team of Nigeria. That is the Falconets, where they have also qualified for the Under-20 World Cup coming up in Colombia. But now the NFF is putting everything in place to see that these girls have a good outing at the games, at the Under-20 World Cup, where we have qualified for every edition. And now NFF is to organize a month camping for Falconets. Isaac, a month camping for these girls, is it enough?
Well, it depends, and it's relative. Depends on what they'll be doing within that month. And don't forget that month campaign will be in Nigeria, and 2 more weeks will be in Colombia. So we are looking at approximately 6 weeks, which I think should be used well and be used to play top friendly matches, not just look for club sides that are not up to the standard, and we use them to play and win 8-0, 9-0, thinking we are playing good friendly matches that will put us in team for the World Cup. Let's go for the top friendly matches, and we should ensure that apart from camping these girls, we camp them in a good environment, give them the right builds they should be taking, we pay them their allowances. All these things are very key. Like, camp them for 6 months and you don't treat them well, they are liable not to do well for you. So for the World Cup, it's a good one. It's happening between the end of August and September. So we are looking forward to seeing them probably start camping towards probably mid-July, and till the tournament commences at the end of August. And for the NFF, they should do well by putting the right, as I said earlier, friendly matches, top one for them. And the girls should also know that they are representing Africa, not just the world. And the group they are is a group that is dicey, but they can qualify from that group.
Okay, we can also qualify from that group. Nigeria has appeared in every edition of the Under 20 Women's World Cup since it started in 2002. So let's see, it started as under 19, and FIFA had to just upgrade it to under 20. For Nigeria, we will do well at this particular event, I believe, with Coach Christopher Danjuma. The Super Falconets, I will call them the Super Falconets, can do better in Colombia. All right, let's leave the shores of the country. Let's go straight to Europe, and let's talk from the German Bundesliga. I know it's where at some point in life, they said the only thing that is permanent in life is change. So you must, at some point, you must change, and that is where we'll talk about one man, a legend of the game, and still playing though. That is Matt Hummels, who leaves Borussia Dortmund after 13 good years. During his time at Dortmund, he won 2 league titles and 2 German Cups, and then he appeared at the Champions League final twice, 2013 and 2024. 13 years of his career playing at the Iduna Park in Germany, and now he said it's time to leave. Let me at least try somewhere else for Matt Hummels. Isaac, I think this man has done well for Borussia Dortmund.
Yes, and Borussia Dortmund also done well for him, for giving him the chance and believing in his abilities as well. And for Hummels, I think he's one of those top defenders in the world. He used to be. You can't take that away from him. But it's good to know when you need to particularly move away from a particular stage of your career and move into that stage. Though he's not willing to go into the MLS or Saudi Arabia, as most players of his age will be doing, he's still willing to try it in Europe. I don't forget, this is not the only change that is happening to Borussia Dortmund this particular, between the last 24 hours. They also have a new manager in place, in Sarin, a former player of Borussia Dortmund. Though it was shocking that the coach that took them to the finals left yesterday, very shocking, but that is football. And for Hummels also, not just only in his agreeing, and he needs to move on. Even the club believes he needs to move on. So when both of you are on the same page, why not do it?
Okay. For Edin Terzic, the coach that took them to the final, left the team, and all, in space of 24 hours, we are having Matt Hummels also leaving. Well, we don't know what is going on, but he actually thanked the fans. He thanked everybody at Borussia Dortmund, spending a whole 13 good years at the Iduna Park. I think that place is like home for him. Home is always home, and whenever he feels to come back, he will be welcomed with an open arms. All right, let's go to the big one that will be coming up tonight. It is the European Championship, the Euros 2024, which will be kicking off tonight. And we have Germany battle Scotland in opener. It's going to be a big one, a big battle between these two teams, who has played 6 times, and Germany has won 5. Tonight, the European Championship kicks off. And we have the big opener tonight, the host, Germany, taking on Scotland. That is in Group A.
Yes, the Euro is just like another version of the Africa Cup of Nations. The only difference is that we have more established and successful players and successful countries playing in this particular tournament, so it makes it very interesting. So for Germany against Scotland, let's look at that particular game. On paper, you give it to Germany. Based on history and what has happened in the past, you also want to give it to Germany because they've won 5 out of the last time they met. The last 6 times they met, Germany has won 5, so you'll be thinking it's going to tilt towards Germany. But if you look at Germany's history also in the last few years, you will not be confident about giving them the victory, even over Scotland. And even some of the friendly matches that they played, preparing for this particular tournament have not been so convincing. They have won some without convincing results. So let's just see how Germany is going to pan out. But I don't even rate Germany, despite being removed, as one of the favorites for this particular championship. So if Scotland will be able to put their feet down and don't feel the pressure from the home fans and see how they will be able to not allow the intimidation of the fans and the home advantage of Germany to get into their heads. I think that Scotland should be able to fancy their chances against a German side that has to be convincing over the years. So,
yes.
But on paper, it's going to be Germany, but realistically, Germany will need to fight hard to get a victory over Scotland.
Okay, let's look at the Euro for this year. In 2020, we saw the final between England and Italy, actually won via penalties. Which are the possible countries from your perspective? Which countries do you think will make it to the final this time around? We have top nations. Portugal is there, Germany, the host. We have Croatia, who did well in the World Cup. A lot of top countries for this year's European Championship. Let's just look at it. Which country do you think will at least go far in the tournament?
One, Manuel, is Portugal. You know, not really the Ronaldo factor. But the fact that if you look at the group of players, that Portuguese team, and look at how well they've been performing for their club side and for the national team, and look at how they qualified, the number of goals they scored, the number of victories they recorded, then everything should be tilted towards Portugal. And even in competitions like this, you look at, there should be room for an outsider coming in. Croatia used to play the role of an outsider before they became a force. You don't write them off the game. So I'm still giving room for an outsider. You'll be surprised that people didn't mention England. England have not gotten the best preparations. Preparation is actually different from the main tournament, but at times if you don't get it right, it's different preparations. You might not get it right during the main tournament. So I don't see England. I don't see England even get to the finals. But for Portugal, I'm tipping them to go far.
Okay, for Portugal, you are tipping them to go far. What of you did mention Croatia? Okay, let's see. That game will be coming up at 8 p.m. between Germany and Scotland in the Euro 2024 opener, and we have other top nations in there. England, who will be looking to win it after they got to the final 4 years ago. They just really need.
Used to be the game time around. We have to give it to them because Croatia is no longer. They are not a country that every country to be scared of. So I will not write them off, and I will not see them as favorite. But they are a team of spoilers, a team of players that are very committed and dedicated, that can take you on by surprise at any time.
Okay, that can take you on by surprise anytime. It is the Euro 2024, and we'll be at least bringing updates from that particular competition, the scores and whatever that is coming in from Europe. Just the way we deal with the African Cup of Nations, we'll be giving you some updates from that end. All right, before we go on the show this evening, let's look at this transfer news. Manchester United, they've after settling the coach issue, that is Erik ten Hag remains as Manchester United coach. Right now, Manchester United keep tabs on Bayern Munich centre back Matthias de Ligt as they are looking to beef up their defense for the 2024-2025 season. And we already know that personal talks has been done and dusted with Brent Waite of Everton, and they are looking forward to see how they can snap up this guy from Bayern Munich. Isaac, for Man U, I think they are busy in the they want to be busy in the transfer market, and for the English Premier League, the transfer window opened today.
I thought you wanted to say, man, you are busy. I would have said busy doing nothing. It has been busy about speculations. Like it's either you have Man, you would be interested in, Man, you are considering. That is not what is the business of the transfer market. The transfer market is going in with money.
Okay, for Manchester United, they want to be busy in the transfer market. Let's see if they can get this Matthias de Ligt from Bayern Munich, who has a new coach in Vincent Kompany. It's still 2-0. It's still 2-0 at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium as we are getting its 89 minutes of that game from the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. And for Chidi Harmony's goal still stand, and I believe if it ends like this, Nigeria is going to just win it on 6-1 Aggregate. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the program this evening. Thanks to Isaac Omediji from Niger State Bida joining us on the show this evening. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for watching.